Hello everybody, my name is Bella and I'm from Youth Cultural Corps. This organization will help you to learn the Korean tradition, history, and culture. Today we're going to look at the Bangsan Pottery Museum. It is a public museum in Changpyeong-do-리, Bangsanmyeon, Yangugan, Gangwon-do. As can be seen from the records shown in the collection of Changum-myeon, the origin of Lee Seongjae, who is the first king of Joseon Dynasty, produced in 1391. The production of white porcelain in the Yanggu region began in 1391. The end of the Goguryeo passed through the Joseon Dynasty and continued until in the 1971. It was established to redefine local culture and provide more cultural spaces to the people by discovering, researching, managing, and exhibiting these relics such as white porcelain produced in Yanggu area. Artifacts are exhibited in one exhibition hall, and planned exhibitions are held once or twice a year to promote the excellence of local white porcelain and white clay. As a research project, the Children Read No. 1 kiln was discovered in connection with the National Cheongshan Museum, and a productive cock was installed to provide a catalyst to examine change in ceramic production in Yanggu after the French civilization of Gwangju. In addition, there is a material that allows you to examine the transition process of white porcelain that has been produced since the end of Goguryeo. As an educational project, there is an experimental learning of self-production, such as collecting and processing raw materials using white soil, which is a local magnetic raw material, as well as the Byung English Painting Experience and Culture Center Connection project. You can experience it. In particular, the pottery classes, which are held regularly every Thursday, play a role in understanding the local culture and nurturing a feeling of affection by making the tools and work necessary for a living using local raw materials biculturally. The organization is organized under the Cultural Sports Division and carries out tasks such as facility management and protection and purchase and management of possessions. Then let's look at the history of porcelain in Korea. This picture is the celadon. Celadon is made from soil with a little iron contact that's coated with gangsuk oil. And the iron content in the glaze turns to a sea. Say, during the Chinese Han Dynasty, primitive celadon was first made in Wuzhou and gradually developed around the 5th and 6th century and reached its peak in the Song Dynasty. The theory of that Korea celadon began to dominate under the influence of Goweljia, made in Wuzhou from the end of 9th century. So we can say that this celadon was very popular during the Goryeo dynasty, which is the dynasty before the Joseon. This celadon is called Changsaki. Changsaki is basically similar to that of celadon, but it has a more black-gray color. The glaze contains has iron than celadon and is coated with the pale blue celadon oil and yellowish transparent white glaze. However, the characteristics of Changsaki are above all in the makeup technique of white clay. We will look at the white clay after. The makeup technique of white clay was once popular in the Liao area throughout the 5 dynasties and northern Song dynasties in China, and was produced as a civilian container rather than as a government wear. The makeup technique of the Joseon dynasty also a means of expressing patterns, and the surface of the bowl was covered with white clay to show process of transition to white porcelain. Along with this, various techniques were devised to show the unique characteristic of Changsaki, which is dynamic and active. and the last one, white porcelain. It is the main display which is exhibited in this museum. The difference between celadon and white porcelain is, first of all, in the soil. The same is true of making white clay or clay called celadon, white porcelain or kaolin. However, white porcelain soil is said to have a higher purity than blue porcelain soil. As a result, the baking temperature is slightly higher than that of white porcelain. It is better to glaze white porcelain. If you look at the celadon, you will find fine cracks on the surface of the glazed bowl. These cracks are hard to see on white porcelain. There are no cracks because the glaze has been removed from dirt. However, white porcelain was not just popular during the Joseon dynasty, because it was a bowl that persisted in celadon. Before the white porcelain was popular in Joseon, the Changsaki was popular. Changsaki was too free to the Joseon people and royal family. Porcelain gradually began to gain popularity. The spirit and free spirit for the nobles of Joseon was reflected in Changsaki, while the real royal family's mind and their spirit was reflected to white porcelain. So it is very hard to translate because it is easy to break. The best place was this region, which is the museum is located. That's why there is a museum for the porcelain about the white porcelain and the blue and also Changsaki in this area. How was my video? I hope you like it. Thank you very much for watching this video. See ya!